Okay, let's just do this the easy way. You got questions and maybe I got some answers. Here's the control unit right there. I mounted it onto the bracket for the fuse. Touches the battery just a little bit, but not so bad. You're going to run one hard line to the positive terminal on the battery. Mine is run, see the battery right there, and it's run right to that side. One of the other plugs is going to go to the main plug for the headlight. It is apparently, I buried it down in that rat's nest of batteries or cables. You can see way down there where it says Morimoto, that's one of the two ballasts. The bulk of your wiring is going to be on this side of the car with the battery. So you're going to mount this first. All your cables come out of this. They're going to run all down through there. And then you're going to plug one into what used to go into the back of the bulb for this headlight. The one on the other side, you're going to just let hang loose, and I'll show that to you. It's right, I kind of tucked it away. So here's this one. So this one right here, you don't need anymore because it's getting its signal to turn the headlights on from that side over there. After that, after you retrofit everything, you're going to run the cabling all through here. I ran mine through that hole right there. It runs underneath the grill, right on top of the bumper right here. Over to this side, I kind of ran it up and through right behind the radiator. You can see it comes out right here. I haven't fixed it permanently, so I zip tied it. Sorry, right there. Then you've got this one here. That's going to run straight to your high beams. You can see high beam. There you go. That goes to the small cable that goes in the back of the lens. These rubber plugs don't seal very well. That's just kind of a side note. There's my other ballast hiding out down there. And then there's the main plug, this one, right there, that goes to the ballast, and then a plug that goes from the ballast to the headlight. And on the back of the packaging for the control box, it's going to basically show you how to run the cables or what connects to what. And if you order all the right parts, you'll have everything you need. I did not need centric rings for the back of the lens. They mount with 4 screws, nice and easy. The headlights come out really easily as well. This is going to be a long video, so prepare yourself. The headlights come out easy. You take out this screw right here, and then the whole side marker pops out. You can just let it hang. There are 2 screws here that are right behind this guy, and 2 screws out right here that are behind the grill. To pop the grill, you put a screwdriver down in there, a screwdriver down in hole on the opposite side, pops right out. So there's 4 screws. You do not need to take off the bumper to get to the headlight. Once you do that, pop off this clip here, 2 on the bottom, and then heat it up. And you can see, like when I took mine off, there's some glue that I left on here. I also chipped the glass in a few small places, so just be really careful if you're using a screwdriver not to chip the glass too much. Once you get everything apart and this lens is off, you basically take on the back side of the headlight as it's out, there's one little Phillips head screw, and then that'll take the factory reflector for the factory bulb out. That'll fall right out. And then you take the lens, you mount the shroud to it, then you mount the entire piece inside. There's a centric ring or 2 for the back side with a rubber gasket or grommet that will basically hold it in place. You need, I think, I want to say it's a 26 or 25 millimeter socket to tighten that down. Those parts will fit. They fit right into place. You just kind of got to look at them and you'll know right away how to do it. And then let's see here. What else can I tell you? Once you get all that back in there, put together, it's a little hard to see. You do have to cut the factory gasket out a little bit. The idea is that you're supposed to be able to use this little gasket they give you to seal it up and weather seal it. Mine doesn't really fit, but my headlights were open before because the OEM gaskets had torn. And I never had a problem with the factory bulb. And most of this is otherwise just routing it and making sure it's kind of tucked away nice and neat. For the ballasts, I use double-sided tape. They come with brackets. You know, if you can find a good place to screw them in, that's good. My engine bay is packed because it's an EJ205, so not a lot of extra space in there. I guess I could have used more on the intake side of things to place it, but decided not to. And my radiator is bigger too, so there's just a lot less space in there. The gist is I pulled the battery, I ran the lines how I thought I'd want them, then I started taking the headlights apart, got all that set up, mounted the control box, and then, you know, started plugging stuff in and figure out where I wanted to mount everything. If you don't have an alarm right there, you can see my speaker for the alarm, then you'll have a lot more space. That's about it. Sorry for the long video. I hope that kind of explains everything. It's a pretty easy process. I was told it would take about 3.5 hours. It took me about 4.5. But I also mounted one of the lenses in wrong and had to redo it. And it also took me a while to figure out how I wanted to route the wiring, because I had never seen anybody do this before. So I think you'll figure it out just fine. When you're all done, heat up the glue for the headlights, put the glass back on, heat it up some more, really press it down, put the clips back on, and then you just plug it back in and fire it up. It should all work. Oh, off the control box, sorry, last thing. You'll mount one of these here to the battery. There's one ground that's right here. You can kind of see, there you go right there. There's one ground right there. And there's one ground on this side. And it's hard to see, but it's tucked back right there. Let me get the tag out. There you go. And there's one more ground that I ran right there. And there's just a small little spot that I figured was a good ground. Make sure you kind of rough up the paint to cover it up. Or to uncover it, so it's metal to metal. And that's about it. Sorry for taking so long, but hopefully that explains everything. And hopefully this whole video comes through. And yeah, man, compared to factory lights, it's a night and day. It's like driving a new car. You can actually see it at night. It's pretty awesome. Have a good one.